A Villain in Venice, Jane of the Air, Book 1. A steampunk detective and aviatrix and part-time spy. Available now. All profits to the NHS.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time talking about Torchwood special release, Torchwood Soho, Parasite. And given that title, you kind of start thinking there's going to be more from this particular setup. So Torchwood Soho, Torchwood 1950s England, gets to be a new base of operations. It's massively telling that the only person from the original TV Torchwood present here is Tom Price, is Sergeant Andy, because at the centre of this story is Samuel Barnett's, creation, Norton Folgate. 6 interlocking chapters produce a superb arc. Because yes, we've met Norton before. We know that he thought he was going to be in charge of Torchwood as soon as people saw sense. But somewhere along the line you've got a Troughton in the mix. You've also got some remarkably decent casting. You've got Dervla Cohen playing Elizabeth Hayhoe, and one of her lines, she talks about, retiring to Hebden Bridge, which isn't too far from where I'm based. And if you know Hebden Bridge, you'll know exactly the sort of character she's playing. Tom Price is still playing Andy Davison, set firmly in the now, but it's Norton Folgate that is dead centre in this particular setup. Here's the synopsis. Gangsters are vanishing from the streets of Soho. There are deadly Nazi secrets on the loose, and something's moving in the smog. Norton Folgate should be sorting this out, but Torchwood agents are in disgrace, so who's going to save London this time? The 6 chapters are The Man from Room 13, Meet Mr. Lyme, The Mould, The Spread, The Dead Hand, and The Liberty of Norton Folgate. It all fits so beautifully together as to be almost indistinguishable from a Torchwood that was on TV. Even the theme tune's been changed, tweaked, altered slightly so that it fits with that lovely 50s feel, that post-war decay, that Festival of Britain, and there's even a nod to a Doctor Who story taking place at the coronation. It just feels like this is taking place while The Crown is happening on TV. Don't ignore this release, because you're missing an absolute treat. Here's the trailer and decide for yourself. But as far as I'm concerned, Norton just can't do wrong. So until next time, be seeing you.
What is Torchwood?
Torchwood was founded by Queen Victoria to save the British Empire from alien threats.
And they screw it up.
From Big Finish Productions, Torchwood Soho, Volume 1.
Folgate, room 13. What's your inquiry? Yes, you may, of course, speak to my boss.
Hey-ho here. Apparently you've a dead Nazi for me. No, bits of him is fine.
There's something really wrong with London, but trust me, one way or another, Norton is going to have to put it right.
Norton, take my hand!
Andy!
Now, or you're dead!
Oh God, those creatures!
They're in here!
No, stay back! Stay back! Don't let them near you! No!
I can't be dying. I'm in charge of Torchwood.
I think that's why you're dying.
Not in the best of years. This has all got out of hand. I've lost everyone I know, and I may have sent the only 2 people I can count as friends to their death. And, let's not forget, I'm clinging to the side of a rocket and I'm really, really, really very bad at heights. Oh my God!
We love stories.
Professor Quatermass didn't have to put up with this!
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Available on Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher, and wherever good podcasts are found. Get early access to content by subscribing to the Tin Dog Podcast YouTube channel. You can support the show at patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on Twitter at tindogpodcast or email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. All of the things discussed are the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.